I hear the voices inside my head, the voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
Deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you.
How do I stop this? Oh, there we go. Hey, Wandering. Patty Ponytail, Connie, Brat, Danielle. We got Nana's Dragonfly. We got Minnie, Angel Hair. Oh, trying to look. We shouldn't have slow mode on it. No. Hey, Tammy. Oh, Tammy. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me get that. Hi, Selena. Jamie Sunshine. Gator Girl. Hey, boo. Good to see you. Hope you are well. Let me see. Pull up my chat here. Okay. Hi, Jiggy. There is a guy who did a video of the car parked at 3 a.m. Well, yes. For those that are here right now, do you guys recall what live it was where Tony Mathis said that perhaps the law thinks that Seth Rogers is a suspect because possibly the law might think he hired somebody because of a video that some neighbor has around 2:30 a.m. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the same time around of the flashlight video? But we're all supposed to believe that wasn't a flashlight video. But Tony Mathis says there is a video that a neighbor has, and perhaps the law can't clear Seth because perhaps they think that he hired someone. Does anyone remember whose live stream that was on? Because it come out, I watched it. It come out of Tony's mouth. But now I can't remember where I saw that on. Get a girl, doing very well, thank you. Good. Good. I mean, as well as you can, I know that. He did a video of the car park. Do you know who did that one video? But I know that's not the live I'm talking about. But if anyone can remember that, I'd like to find that. You never heard it? Whose live was he on? I can't remember. It wasn't the one that Brittany did. I've been on the hunt for it. But I saw it. he said it, words out of Tony's mouth. So we just got to find where he said that. There had to have been others that heard that, surely. Yes, welcome everyone. Was it Bullhorn Betty? I don't know if it was her interview. Let's see here. Let me. Love my short hair. The pick of long hair is beautiful too. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to grow it out again. I don't know. I might have my daughter cut it again tomorrow though. I do love a good bob. You remember him saying it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't remember where he said it. It wasn't. No, there was a couple people on the panel. I think Bullhorn Betty was on the panel. No, was she? See, now I don't remember. But it was more than just him up on a panel. And that is what he said. He literally said, and because I remember thinking, like, that is, why is he saying that? What the hell? I mean, it wasn't that long ago either, within like the last week. So. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, because I couldn't wrap my mind around Tony was on a panel saying, like, calling Seth a suspect. Hold on, wait, hold on. Well, it's 15 hours ago, so it wasn't then. Asphalt, Tennessee. Okay, I don't know. Hold on. Pretty sure Tony nor Seth would go to Clues channel. I want to say it was Clues, but maybe it wasn't Clues. Okay, hold on. He said it. I gotta find out where he said it, and I know I wasn't the only one that heard it. Damn it. I'm trying to see if JLR found it on this. Hold on. Hold on, I'm just quick going through. I know if he would play it if he has it. I don't know if it was Pascal's either. I'm gonna find it though, but we will. We'll find it because he definitely said it. I know other people heard it. I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to think. Okay, we'll work on finding that. I will find it for you. Love it. Remember hearing about it. You did hear it too, Brat? What did Tina say? Did Tina say it was maybe on, was it Bullhorn Betty interview? I don't know. So on Bullhorn Betty's channel? Well, she may have, like, deleted that shit then. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think it was her channel either. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Seth's channel. We're gonna find it. Everyone's been watching. Oh, and so word is Dolly Vision is in the hospital in the ICU and suffered like a major heart attack last night. And he has been awfully quiet. So I mean, from words on the streets, it sounds legit. So, and we don't wish that on anybody. That is not good. Hopefully he is okay and will be okay and leave the hospital healthy and good. Hi, butterfly. You know, I'm trying to look quick. I'm sorry. I'm not. I was. Tony Mathis abducted an unknown vehicle. Wait, does he say it here? But this is 3 months ago. Oh, I'm not, not playing that one. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be from 2 months ago. So me just Googling his last interview is not helpful. He had stints put in? Damn. He's in the ICU. Yes, prayers for Dolly Vision. We don't wish that. Love him or hate him. We don't wish that on anyone. That shit is scary. All right, I watched too much stuff in a day to even go through my history. But if anyone knows, we have to find where Tony said that. I know I wasn't the only one that heard it, right? He was on a panel and he said, because people were asking, you know, why is he still a suspect, whatever. And he was like, well, perhaps the law thinks that Seth hired someone. And he brought up some neighbor having a video about 2:33 a.m. And right away I was thinking about the flashlight video, what's he talking about? And he said, maybe Seth can't be cleared because the law might think he's a suspect because maybe they think he hired someone to pick up his kid, right? Did anyone else hear that interview? I heard that Nana's. Hi, David. Jennifer Coffendofer. Did I know I probably butchered that. I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's that one. Would it have been 2 weeks ago? Because Pascal does have the one from 2 weeks ago. Oh, gosh. All right, we'll worry about that later. I will find it. We will discuss it then. We've got a lot of other... Here, hold on. So the latest is we had a Bullhorn Betty arrested at a vigil for Sebastian Rogers. That is crazy. Now, I've heard mixed things on why was she arrested at first. You know, I was kind of like, well, this is kind of weird. Like, we got the Proudwoods in the law all really trying to shut up Bullhorn Betty. And what is she really like? Honestly, like, what has she done? Giving out flyers, whatever. But allegedly she was stalking Katie Proudfoot or something. I don't know. I am not quite sure how Katie and Chris are able to get these order of protections because I have not seen, and maybe there's footage that has never been shown. I don't know. Now, I am not a Bullhorn Betty fan whatsoever. Dislike her. Part of this will be warning her that she best not be planning on going back to Savannah because we will make sure she's arrested there too. She's not going to continue bullying Quinton Simon's family and get away with it. Let's not forget the law worked in a hurry to put up signs to stop that from happening after the first, several weeks or so, but it still happened and it pissed them off and they're going to be ready and they're already going to be working on shit. So I would suggest she just keeps out of some trouble, saves herself some more, arrests and all that, and leaves, Billy Joe and all of Quinton's family the hell alone. We'll discuss that a little bit. Let's first, I want to just pull up some of these. Well, everyone goes about it their own way, But I'm sorry, we've already heard why she does it. Every reason why she said she's standing up for Seth is every reason I told her to back the fuck off of Billy Joe. Remember that. Well, Seth was on camera at work and da-da-da-da, and I feel comfortable. Guess what? Billy Joe was in another fucking state. So back the fuck up. Is it in there? Let me check quick, Tammy. Because some people have not heard that, and if I can find it to show or have people hear it, I thought that was a really weird thing for Tony to say. An FBI involved and a 50,000. Tony just told us within the last week. I brought up the reward fund. He rolled his eyes at me. Remember that on Brittany's channel? Rolled his damn eyes at me as soon as I brought it up. And then he said, well, the law doesn't really want a reward fund in this. And we're like, oh, okay. Like, I've never heard of that happening before. The law is saying no reward fund. That's not helpful, but that is what Tony said. And not a week later, we have FBI offering up $50,000 for information on an alleged kidnapping of Sebastian. And when you have some weird custody shit going on and a kid go missing and the FBI is saying a kidnapping with reward fund of $50,000, like, the law for sure has something. They know something. They just kind of need to get like the final touches on something, so they're offering this reward. But I think it's weird that within a week, Tony says the law said no reward fund to now $50,000 reward fund from not TBI, FBI. Weird. It's a little weird. There's a lot of weird shit that goes with this. A ginger girl. I'm wondering why, if she was arrested again today for saying, wait, she was arrested today? No, I'd never heard that. She was arrested yesterday, right? I'm wondering why, if she was arrested again today for saying Sebastian's name, she violated to the PO conditions the last time she was arrested. I don't think she was arrested today. But she's not allowed to say Sebastian Rogers' name? I don't believe that. She's allowed to, like, that is a public case. Like her or hate her, there's still rights we have. Sebastian Rogers' name. If she was that, how do we know? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Hold on. So let me see here. Oh, that's too far.
Okay, so there was actual conversation with. I'm glad you mentioned that.
His goal is my goal. To keep Sebastian in the forefront. Sebastian is the goal. Everything else is a distraction. We just want to find Sebastian and bring him home.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Right on. Right on. I think we all can agree on that, right? Every single one of us.
So this is Pascal.
Even so.
3 months ago. No, this isn't. No, this isn't. Unless he says it again, this isn't it. This was a panel from within the last week. But we'll see. Maybe he says it then too.
Pushback, some people that feel some type of way about any of it.
Wait, hold on. Yes, what? Oh, yes, you can hear. Okay, good.
But we can all agree. We can all agree on that one thing, which is bringing Sebastian back home. So let's talk about Sebastian. There's been some new information, some photos, or at least a photo that recently dropped. And I want to share this with you.
Yeah, this ain't it. No, this ain't it. Because, no. Within the last week, Tony Mathis was on a panel. If it wasn't within the last week, somebody else had the panel playing within the last week. And it was a few people on panel and Tony Mathis saying just what I said before. Perhaps the law thinks he's a suspect because they think perhaps that he hired someone to pick up his kid, because the neighbors have a video between 2:30 and 3 a.m. And so, and I think he said even like that they've been hush-hush about, but I don't know, because when he said that right away, I thought about the flashlight video. And then I also thought it was weird that he's up there saying, yeah, his client is a suspect, you know? So it happened. We just, yeah, but that's not the right one. Again, it'll be within the last week. So Hi, brown-eyed girl. Let me see here. What? Why did it sign out of all of our shit? I don't understand. I'm pissed off today. This is fucking bullshit. Why would that happen? Okay. And fuck. Okay, good. Okay.
For my people that are trying to start a print-on-demand store or trying to get a print-on-demand store off the ground, let me put you...
We're learning more after the woman accused of harassing Sebastian Rogers' family was arrested. The missing teen's mother earned an order of protection after claiming she was being stalked and falsely accused by a YouTuber. Andra Griffin, also known as Bullhorn Betty, was booked into Sumner County Jail. Clarksville police say they initially arrested her for an out-of-county warrant for contempt. The Florida woman was charged with violating that same protection order. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers disappeared in February from his family's home in Hendersonville. It will soon be 6 months since he went missing.
What the freak? Protective orders. Some like 4 protective orders? What? What has this lady been doing? I can't stand it. Yeah, so that was that yesterday or was that the day before? No, that was no. She was let out today, right? When was she let out? No, she was let out yesterday because she went live right after, didn't she? Oh my gosh. So this lady backing Seth, who is a suspect, I guess. I don't know, according to his media manager, he's a suspect for some reason. And he had released something, I guess, yesterday, and his statement in his description. Does he still have that up? It isn't about the lack of humanity. It's about evil versus good. Major Tim at Sumner County Sheriff's Office informed me today when I called him about Sebastian that they have information on the case, but they don't feel like sharing it with me. Not today. He said they will share that information tomorrow. Why does my son have to wait until tomorrow? So they wouldn't even tell him yesterday that they were going to put up a large reward fund for information on his son. They're not telling Seth, the father of Sebastian, who is missing, these kinds of things. Why? Why is that? That's weird, no? Why wouldn't they tell him that they're putting up a reward fund? And if a reward fund was going to be helpful and the law was thinking that, why the hell did Tony and Seth not put one up then? before 6 months. Allegedly, the law said no reward fund. So now I'm all sorts of confused with that. I'm not saying nothing like maybe that is what they're told. I'm just saying like it doesn't make sense to me. It's not no dig at Seth or really Tony, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering like, is the law even really at all working with Tony in any sort of way, like for real? Because this dude has something like 12 different people put lawsuits on this man. Something like that. JLR showed it. Love or hate JLR, he does put some good work out there. And this man has been sued a little less than JLR has sued others, but he's been sued a lot. A lot. Are we really supposed to think that the law is working with him in any kind of way? And he's for sure not. I didn't like his answers to a lot of my questions on Brittany's panel at all. I really do think that he doesn't do Seth any favors. I don't know. I don't know. It's not really about that, but I don't know. YouTubers getting arrested. I guess she didn't make her court date. Is that what we're hearing? She didn't go to court. So Katie and Chris and I don't know. There's a few orders of protection on Bullhorn Betty. So she had court the other day, like Thursday or Friday, and she did not show up for court. So I was like, well, why would she not do that? That is really fucking dumb. Like, why would she not? And I don't know. I don't know why she didn't show up and then she gets arrested at the vigil. Would she really do something like that? Show up to the vigil, like knowing she's going to get arrested? I'm so confused. All I know is that I've seen not enough about this vigil, which the little bit I did see, I'm not going to lie to you. It's great to bring awareness. It looked like it was a blast, but at the same time, I'm not down, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I don't care. And the words coming out of my mouth does not mean that anyone who is my mods or my members or in this chat or anyone I call a friend mean that they agree with me in any kind of way. This is my channel, my own thoughts and opinions. I didn't love everything that I did see of the little bit of the vigil that I did see, because now that big vigil not only just took away completely from Sebastian, but so did, I don't know, the shirts that Bullhorn Betty was selling, which I didn't even fucking know she was selling the shirts, but I did see a clip on her channel of her with the shirts, but it was freaking Molly Golightly I was watching, and for once, holy shit, everyone hold your horses. I was literally agreeing with Molly Golightly. What the fuck has happened? Dad, you and Panther, cute. Hi, Panther, my furry baby brother. Not sure what's happening, but we will be listening anyway. That's fair for this one. We gotta. Have you been looking up Wade Wilson, Dad? We'll get on that topic. It is crazy. So, you know what? The Summer Wells reward, there has to be a conversation about that too, because that got like divvied up into the establishment somehow, whatever, but not towards Summer. So, I mean, that in itself is very telling. But oh my God, Bullhorn Betty, is she the one who had the shirts made where it wasn't even a picture of Sebastian? And I don't know how the father of Sebastian would even be down with something like that. It was a damn caricature. How are you bringing awareness for this missing boy, but putting a cartoon of him on the shirts that you're riding around in? What the hell are you thinking? She's not thinking. Her hair is thinning by the goddamn minute. She's really got to stop. Stop with the bleach or something, because she's going bald before our fucking eyes too. Freaks you out? Stop it, Joanna. That can't be true. That can't be true. No, for real? Whoa. Okay. Well, Seth, if that's true, that is not a good look. Now, I saw a few people saying, what the hell is that? That seemed more of like a celebration or something. And that's kind of weird. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. It all got washed away by the Bullhorn Strangler getting arrested. I know that. That's what I do know. And that's disgusting. But yeah, a caricature. Does where can I find a picture of this? Like, you can't even make it up. You can't make it up. It is a good point. And you know who made that good point? Because I actually didn't even know about the damn shirts till I turned into, because as you guys know, I love hate some people. And there are some voices I did miss around these streets. Molly Golightly was one of them. Because I don't care what you say. Sometimes the bitch is funny. So anyway, tune into her and she's going off on Bullhorn Betty. And I'm like, damn. And then she shows the shirts. And I'm like, wait, what the hell is that? I'm like looking because it's on my phone. I'm like, what? And then she's like, it's a goddamn caricature. And I'm looking at it like, it's a fucking cartoon. Like, she's right. That is so fucked up. And you know it's fucked up, Andra, when fucking Molly Golightly's saying it's fucked up and people are agreeing with her. It's fucked up. And if Seth really had something to do with that, I am sorry. That probably would have pissed me off if I showed up and I saw my kid was turned into a cartoon but still missing. What are we supposed to think about that? A cartoon? Funny? This is a joke? No, it's not a fucking joke. Her freaking pigtails are a joke. That's a joke. But Sebastian Rogers should not be turned into a goddamn cartoon. Here, awareness. This kid is still missing. Have you seen this cartoon? How about you, Robin? Have you seen the cartoon? We're missing a cartoon character, apparently. It's all damn joke. This bitch should not be allowed in true crime. I'm not even kidding you. This is not funny. It's disgusting. You got the same bitch outside literally condemning and calling Billy Joe all kinds of names, saying she wants to sleep with Billy Joe. Remember? Now, no digs at Dolly Vision until he's better and can take the digs and give them back. Okay. But they were both out there joking about it. But it wasn't just Dolly making the jokes. Okay. She can talk all the shit she wants about everybody else now. We all remember what came out of that mouth. She was the one who said she'd take one for the team and bang Billy Joe. Remember that? Anyone? Everything's a fucking joke to her. Saying that Billy Joe is guilty and killed her grandson. Remember her saying that? Remember her saying she doesn't even have to interview any of them. She can just sit out there and film the house of Quinton Simon and still make bank. Do you remember that? I remember. Oh, she better not go back to fucking Georgia. She better not. Because she already knows I can stop her ass without even being there. Wonder what I could do if I was there. Don't do it, Andra. Like, seriously, save yourself some legal troubles. Because, yeah. At this point, they're going to put shit in place in Florida, which they already did. Because of the laundry case, because of your dumbass. You got arrested at Sebastian Rogers' vigil because you're a dumbass. You had signs be put up and caused a ruckus and a circus, giving other family members literal PSTD. What is it called? PTSD. You are not helping shit. You're harming every case you've ever leached your fucking greedy little mouth and hands onto. And the rumors of you banging Seth or Tony or both, like, fuck, I believe it. You have made every case a damn joke. And there's been legal shit happening in every case where your fat feet step. And I'm going to call you that because this is the fat mouse from Canada speaking. Come on. You, at the very least, Andra, could have put a stop to those shirts, no? Instead of bragging about them and oh, how great and soft and comfortable they are. You thought that shit was a good idea for real? Tony? Media management? Let that fucking fly? I really hope it's not true that Seth approved that shit. I really hope he just showed up and there was nothing he could do. I really, really hope that. Because that's not a good look either. I'm just going to say, you know, I'm just going to say it because it's true. Don't follow me then, Irony Rose. She can go around and talk all the shit she wants. I can call her a fat foot. Okay? Bye. Not the channel for you. I got no problem bullying a bully. See yourself out. Don't come back. Don't give a fuck. If you think anything that she's doing is okay, other than hanging up posters for the missing, but what I witnessed, no. I just cannot. For the Mutt Motel, there's my other problem. The Mutt Motel, yeah, I don't fucking trust that at all. I don't know why, but there's something about it that doesn't seem right. Because Tony's trying to say, oh, we got to go back and listen now. But didn't he say, like, some of the GoFundMe money went to the Mutt Motel too? Did he not? I don't know. I don't remember. I'll have to re-listen to that later. Shirts were for raising money for the Mutt Motel in Sebastian's name. All right. Still shouldn't be a fucking cartoon. And the Mutt Motel, we really need to be looking into that. Is that a legitimate situation? I have no idea. Are they owned by vets and helped abused animals? We'll have to do some digging on it. Hey, Just Debbie. Wow. Yeah, you look it up. It's all Bullhorn Betty stuff popping up. You just search Sebastian Rogers Vigil. Whoa. You know what, Ginger? That's fine and dandy. Doesn't mean we're not going to look into them just because Sebastian would love them. That's great. Doesn't mean that there's not something shady. I hope they're not fucking around with people who fought for the country. I hope that's not happening. I'm not saying the vets are doing it. I'm saying that there's something weird that I just don't trust fully about this situation. I wouldn't. Would you? Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. That's just not right.
I don't think people understand how difficult it is to get a corporate credit card in Canada. An application from one of the big five.
Also new tonight, police and Heckler's clash outside Quinton Simon's home.
And the Chatham County Police Chief says that these hecklers outside of Quinton's home have turned the case into, quoting him now, a money-making circus. Our Andy Cole joins us live now from outside the police headquarters. And Andy, you even talked to one of the hecklers tonight and asked him about the chief's comments.
And I don't go after them all day, every day, by the way, but she deserves this, especially since she wants to be so protective of Seth. I'm protective of Billy Joe and Quinton Simon's family, so she can kiss my ass. And to hear that she's planning on bringing this shit back again and harming the very same people, she can kiss my ass then. So if you don't like it, see your fucking exit button, unsubscribe. I don't give a fuck, because if she ends up back here, you're going to hear a lot of this. Go kiss Bullhorn Betty's ass. Bye. Don't care.
Yeah, good evening, Greg. It's been more than a month since Quinton
I'll
disappeared.
find it, Nana.
Since the story has gained national attention.
Hi,
But it's
Busby.
also brought in hecklers who police say make it impossible for the neighbors to live in peace. Tonight, a
The
fifth
neighbors too.
protester arrested.
Let's think about that. You're bringing hell on everybody. In Quinton Simon's case, you're condemning and starting and raising hell on every member of the family, which is fucking wrong. And that's wrong in any case. Every single member of the family. You're acting like that was Dawn and Wells sitting there at home and everybody at home when Summer went missing. Get a fucking life. Billy Joe was in another fucking state, had everything arranged. Hopefully more truths come out when trials start. I'll leave it at that for now. But you're bringing hell and causing even more trauma on these people. Even more. Do you think that Billy Joe and her husband and her sons, who had nothing to do with anything and weren't even around, deserve to have the extra trauma on them of you calling them murderers too? At the same time, they've now lost their grandchild and their niece, nephew. For the siblings, her siblings would be nephew to them. So there's a lot of loss and trauma. And then you add this shit. And not only is it going on the family and you're adding all this extra and you're calling everybody else murderers too, when even the law is saying one person will be charged for this, you're still going and doing that. That's bullshit. But you're doing this to the neighbors and causing trauma and PTSD for the neighbors who for sure don't have nothing to do with it. And she doesn't give a damn. But I'm the bad guy because I'm pissed because I hear she's going back to hassle the people that I call friend and the people I defend. But it's okay what she's doing because she's defending Seth, but I can't defend Quinton Simon's loved ones. Fuck out of here. Everyone should unsubscribe then. Get lost. Because this is a common thing that this very same girl does. The Bullhorn Betty. Put your flyers up, do your reporting, but there's lines you shouldn't be crossing. And you know it's bad when everywhere she goes, the law is getting involved and there's arrests being made. Now she's not showing up to court and her own mouth is getting her in trouble. That was just stupid. Even if I don't know if I agree with her even, getting the orders of protection on her, it was really dumb to not show up to court. Yeah, one of the neighbors on hospice. Yep. Neighbors that even begged for that shit to end. And then, nope. In her words, because she could make bank out there.
While the prime suspect remains free.
Baby murderers run your street.
Was last seen. Jimmy Williams was charged with simple battery and disorderly conduct. His arrest marks the fifth heckler jailed over the last month. Chatham County Police say since October 12th, they've responded to the neighborhood 50 times.
50 times. This is what the law, during them searching for Quinton in Savannah, Georgia, was dealing with. 50 times called over the damn YouTubers. And that's okay.
After a clash at the home where Quinton Simon was last seen. Jimmy Williams was charged with simple battery and disorderly conduct. His arrest marks the fifth heckler jailed over the last month. Chatham County Police say since October 12th, They've
That's
responded
right,
to the
Gator Girl.
neighborhood 50 times. In a statement, Chatham County's police chief says, quote, many of the people claiming to want justice for Quinton have turned his tragic and heartbreaking case into a money-making circus. And they have made it impossible for the people who live in the area to
Sarah,
enjoy the
you're going to
peace
get
and
booted if you
tranquility
say that
of their
again.
homes.
Because I'm going to
This
tell
is
you
unacceptable.
something. You're dead ass wrong of the situation. So you repeat that one more time, you're going to get blocked. Okay? Period. You don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about in this case. Believe you me. Don't do it again. That's where everyone stop. You have no idea. You just wait.
Acceptable and has to stop.
This is what I do all over the country.
Bullhorn Betty has been outside Quinton's home for weeks. She runs a YouTube channel and live streams her interactions daily. She calls Chief Jeff Hadley's statement lies.
When I
Bye.
see Billy Joe and Leilani, I ask them questions. Where's the baby? What did you do with the baby? Things like that in a professional capacity.
Professional capacity. You shouldn't have been asking Billy Joe shit when you know she wasn't there. Did you ask Seth that too? Is she asking Seth that? Seth was closer to Sebastian and being able to reach him than Billy Joe ever was when Quinton Simon's life came to an end, a tragic end.
Was it loud? Yes, because I'm across the street and they're at their gate. But I have not caused this. No other YouTubers have caused this. This is their community doing this, not us.
Chief Hadley said that over the next few days, police will unveil new measures to minimize the disruption to the surrounding neighbors. Bullhorn Betty, however, tells me she isn't going anywhere.
And I absolutely plan to come back to that house tomorrow because I will not be intimidated by some police chief.
What's going to stop you from coming back to that house?
There's nothing he can arrest me every single day that I'm out there.
Good. Okay.
This is not about me. This is about Quinton.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't about Quinton at all. And she said it on her own live stream. Nope. It was about making bank. Her own words at that time. Well, people are hearing wrong and they're twisting shit. The custody thing, hopefully when more of this goes on in the trial, will be better understood. But okay, I'm trying to be careful, Gator Girl. Yes, I know, but the paperwork was never filed in the court and never signed by the judge, so Billy never had custody. That's right. That's right. And a lot of you guys have to understand, like, I take the stance I do with Billy Joe and Quinton's loved ones because I feel very confident in it. And I think it'll come out in the courts, the truth. And hopefully when this has some kind of closure, whatever the closure may be, Billy Joe will finally be able to have a voice. And so will I be able to maybe say more. But, you know, it's very hypocritical the whole way that she acted in Quinton's case and says she plans to act again in Quinton's case and with Billy Joe and the loved ones of Quinton Simon than how she's acting with Seth Rogers and Sebastian's case. It's very fucking weird to me, and it doesn't make sense how someone can be that big of a hypocrite. Let me ask you guys something. Do you think that Bullhorn Betty would have the same tune if Seth did get arrested for something? Because he passed a lie detector test, but he's still not cleared as a suspect. Now, I'm not saying he is, because again, I think the one person that wasn't home is the number one suspect. And also Katie has said some weird things, you know, how she's talked, like doing the thing across her throat saying, well, Sebastian was already, you know. Yeah, those two are suspicious as shit. Also, them taking Bullhorn Betty to court and wasting the time on it like that. I don't know, honestly. There has to be more that wasn't filmed that we've seen because I honestly don't get it. I don't know how they got the order of protections because I have never seen Bullhorn Betty around Katie to get one. And I'm not sure I've seen her around Chris either. She's been around Tony. She's been around Seth. So there's something I think I'm missing. Do you guys know what that could be? Like, what am I missing that she got not 1 or 2, but I think 4 orders of protection on her? It was a mutual agreement between Billy and Leilani, but was never completed. And also, let me add, and let me just say that Diana, the babysitter, Diana, the babysitter, no matter what, should have been there. Even if Danny, not Leilani, but Danny called and canceled the babysitter. Right? Because Leilani was still asleep, according to Danny. So he called the babysitter, the mother to the 15 or 16-year-old daughter that Danny was banging. Maybe still is. I don't know. Allegedly, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. The same babysitter that saw Danny roll back up to see what was going on, even though he should have been at work. That same Danny. The babysitter who was already previously paid and no matter what, even had or knew where the key was to get in that house, that no matter what, should have had those kids. Didn't even matter if Leilani called and canceled, which she didn't. I repeat myself, Danny called to cancel the babysitter. Why would Danny call to cancel the babysitter when he had to go to work? I can only think of one thing. Maybe there wasn't 2 kids for Diana to babysit that day, and they would have been found out even a little bit earlier. Better call her before she comes get the kids and cancel, right? Would she have listened if it was Leilani canceling? I wonder. Or did she only listen because it was Danny, the one fucking her daughter, listening? In my opinion, allegedly. Seems to be a lot of people in the community that have witnessed Danny and the babysitter's daughter together. She has 3 right now, and Thursday is CP order protection. Whoa. So she has 3 on her currently, and Chris Proudfoot is going to put 1 on against her as well. So will be 4. That's crazy. I don't get it. But apparently she's fine in every state she goes in, getting a rap sheet. And she will get arrested if she fucks around in Savannah again. I just tell you. Four orders of protection. TJ, that is crazy. TJ, I just no. I'm just gonna say that for right now. I'm just gonna say I just have my own thoughts and opinions on this case. And you guys know how close I get to some of these cases, and that is how I form my thoughts and opinions. Not every case is the same because, yes, again, Don allegedly wasn't home, although he ended up admitting he was home and screaming at me that he was home on the very last stream that we have done together so far. Again, I think Don is more culpable and Candace is more culpable. Even Grandis, I don't know, but she might have actually been sleeping. I think people in that church know what's up is a whole different situation. I'm not saying anybody's in no cult in Quinton Simon's case or some cults involved or whatever. It's completely different. Now, Leilani is the only one arrested. The law said there will only be 1 arrested. But in trial, I sure hope a lot more truths come out and more to the story comes out. And even if it does not, there is more to the story, and there is more that will come out. Hi, Eve. Exactly, babe. One thing for a YouTuber to go to the scenes and attempt to speak with people, quite another to do what a few of them did to Billy Joe. I mean, even with the law saying one person, even though, in my opinion, it was definitely two people with another 1 to 2 people possibly helping the male, Danny, get away with a lot of shit. That's my opinion. TJ, I think that called it as bad news. Yeah. But again, it's not the same in every case. And one thing I can tell you, it is so nice that Billy Joe has been nothing but open and honest to me with everything. Everybody freaking out when she went out to that restaurant. When I know the law told her to get the hell out, and for everyone, because I mean, think about things simmering. They didn't want, I mean, just think about it. With everything we know, and she had to be under that roof. Come on. There's still things to this day that I think that Danny and Leilani know that Billy Joe might never be told. You have to understand, do you think that they told Billy Joe everything, that she knew everything when she worked out of state? Again, you have generational shitty life and everything Billy Joe has gone through, and all she ever did was try her best to turn everything around, and she did that. And then she does that, and she's able to start, she gets the nice house, they're able to get a camper, and they're you know, they're living their life and turning things around. And then all of a sudden this tragedy happens, to which they now lose everything she has worked her ass off to turn around. Because I don't care what you say, you always want better for your children, even when they're doing shitty things. Do you remember everyone throwing around? Like, she had, here's the thing, she filed eviction on Danny and Leilani at some point because they were not keeping up their end of the bargain, living under that roof. Filed it through the courts. Think about that. Filed an eviction on her daughter through the courts. But people are going around saying that the court said she had custody. Weird. Why would she file an eviction then for Leilani to take the children? And that's in the paperwork, by the way. Not Leilani evicted and she was keeping the children. See, people got to read better and actually do their research. So does that make sense to you? No. Hey, Danielle. Thank you. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
From both sides tonight. So what are
If Hadley's statement lies.
When I see Billy Joe and Leilani, I ask them questions. Where's the baby? What did you do with the baby? Things like that in a professional capacity. Now, is it loud? Yes, because I'm across the street and they're at their gate. But I have not caused this. No other YouTubers have caused this. This is their community doing this, not us.
Oh.
Hadley said that over the next few days,
No, the community actually are the ones who put the signs up to get you all to go away. The community, like the neighbors, the one on hospice, begging you guys to just stop, let the law handle it, and you still didn't because you could make bank out there. Anyone from the community joined y'all because you're YouTubers online live. So of course the community got all riled up. Yes, because of you. What the hell?
will unveil new measures to minimize the disruption to the surrounding neighbors. Bullhorn Betty, however, tells me she isn't going anywhere.
And I absolutely plan to come back to that house tomorrow because I will not be intimidated by some police chief.
What's going to stop you from coming back to that house?
There's nothing he can arrest me every single day that I'm out there. This is not about me. This is about Quinton.
It's about Quinton. But 50 phone calls outside that house isn't about Quinton. It's about Bullhorn Betty, the Dolly Vision, and all that fuckery that you started and that you're proud of, by the way. So, no, you didn't make it about Quinton at all. You took away manpower during the search for Quinton, by the way. Not after Quinton was even found. During the search for Quinton. You stalked and harassed these people where they couldn't even go out and get a thing of milk. That's the problem. Oh, yeah. We know it because she started calling more and more people. You get out here. Oh, you're going to love it here. And more and more people come. Why? Because she was making bank, as she said out there. So, of course, then the Molly Golightly come. And you know what? Even she left quick. She was like, fuck this. Well, I think she was too cold. But anyway, that crap pulled. Some of the community joined in, and most of them didn't even live in the neighborhood. That's exactly right, Gator Girl. What did I do? I remained at my house and picked up my phone and called Billy Joe. Asked Billy Joe to call me and contact me. That's what I did. Everyone freaking out. You didn't go there yet. You didn't go there. This shit is not over. And I'm going to go at a good time. You will see me at Gator Girl and Billy Joe hanging out one day. But not when this shit is going on like this. Hopefully it's when a time when she can use her voice and things are able to be talked about. That's a good time to go. When things have closure to them. When things can then be spoken about more freely. Everything I say is from me. Not from... I want to remind people. You know, I don't even think that they've been able to lay Quinton Simon to rest yet. Imagine that. Yeah, trauma with everyone standing out in your yard calling you a baby murderer and all this when you got to deal with, you're going to lose your daughter, probably for, I don't know, life sentence. Your whole world is flipped upside down. And then you have a gathering of YouTubers quite literally making bank, tens of thousands of dollars, screaming and hollering outside when you can't even wrap your head around what just happened in your own home because you have this chaos right outside your door. You don't even let these folks get a handle on it whatsoever. Out in their yards, screaming and hollering, causing even more trauma. Everyone wants answers, even if a family member is involved. That doesn't mean all family members are. Penny, for me to go, I need to go at a good time when everybody wants me there and a good time for everyone. Okay. Bye. I don't care if I go down to 1 subscriber. I'll block everyone that fucking says that shit. Get lost. Even if one family member is involved, doesn't mean the rest of the family is involved. And that is how Bullhorn Betty acts. She said it numerous times, even after the law said one person. Creators are exploiting a family, adding to the trauma of the family members that are already suffering. And what did we hear her say on one of the very first interviews when she come home crying? What did we hear Billy Joe say? I'm trying to remember. I mean, she told the world that her daughter lies sometimes. She was lost. You remember seeing her face? How lost she was? Confused? She didn't go out there like, oh yeah, no, not my daughter. She told the world on news something like, sometimes she lies to us, you know. We don't know, because she does tell lies. That has to be the hardest shit. Could you imagine? Just like put yourself in Billy Joe's shoes for a minute, or her husband's, or Leilani's brother, Michael. Are you kidding me? Let's even the neighbors, who some of them were sickly, even not sickly. Maybe went to work all day and had to come home and hear hooting, hollering outside, not able to rest. Like, what are we doing? I know it. I bet. Well, they should know that. See, that's why a lot of people shouldn't be talking then if they don't know, because that was on the news, plastered everywhere. I mean, but that is a good point, Joanna. But at the same time, that kind of proves my point even more. The people going around saying what they're saying when they don't even know. Like, they don't know. She was not in the state. What the hell? Her husband was not in the state. Her brothers were not there. Well, I think one brother was there, but like he was nothing to do with it. I think autistic, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. That might be a different case, but nothing to do with it. And the law knows that. It's ridiculous. I don't know. And this ain't going to stop because they're making money. They're not tragedy pimps, they say, and they're not exploiting anything. They're just there for Sebastian and just there for Quinton. Well, we already know what you did in Quinton's case. I just replayed some of it, and we already know you're planning it again, which would be a terrible mistake. I don't know why people would love to get a long rap sheet in every state that they step foot in these cases, because I don't think that's a good look, and you want to be taken seriously, but I really just don't think that's a good look. There's got to be a better way of doing this than how she's going about it. For real. A caricature, like, she had to have seen that shirt. Even if she didn't have those shirts made, she knew, she had to have seen them. Her and Seth and Tony are close. There ain't no way she didn't see that shit. And she didn't say nothing. Nanas, I know you want to see that shirt, but I'll find it. I'll put it on community post after. See, I gotta find now. $50,000 by the TBI or FBI. Whoa. Oh, the protest at the police station. Well, she still went and did that, right? And was that to clear Seth, or what was the protest for at the police station? That was because they want to clear Seth so Seth can get more help through the county, right? Or from the law, or Chris McDonough. Now I have a question. Has Chris McDonough addressed why he needs Seth Rogers to be cleared before helping him with further thing from the missing and exploited kids, or the cold case? No, not cold case. He wants help with Chris McDonough's operation that he runs. Seth and Tony told us on Brittany's panel that he had to be cleared. Seth needs to be cleared for him to get the help. Is that right? Because I am wondering why the same didn't need to be done for Candace and Dawn. I've heard him offer all sorts of things to Candace and Dawn, and they are not cleared, right? So I'm just curious why. Has anyone asked McDonough that? Has he addressed that? Is there a video I should be looking at where that is discussed? The cold case people to look into the case. They said they won't do it unless he's cleared. All right. Yeah, I know, right, Selena? Because I'm kind of like, why? How come it's not the same for Candace and Dawn? I don't know. That's very interesting. Different state? No, same state, Tennessee, right? I'm like, maybe there's just different. What's this say here?
You want to change your life today? Make a decision. Focus on where you want to go instead of what you're afraid of. We're afraid to be.
Today marks 6 months since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers vanished from his home in Hendersonville. This morning, a rally is planned at the Sumner County Courthouse to keep the case in the public eye. Peyton Kennedy's here with more on all of the timing of this.
Yeah, Neil, Sebastian's father says he's been told that they will receive new information on the investigation today. Meanwhile, the rally is happening at the same time this morning as the county plans to name an interim sheriff filling the vacant position. This appointed officer will hold that position until a special vote happens in the November general election. Family and those close to the case say they want to keep the investigation going and hope finding Sebastian will stay a priority under this new leadership. There's been no sign of Sebastian since his disappearance, but his father, Seth, says he believes he is alive and he continues to search for Sebastian. Sebastian, again, he's 5'5", 120 pounds, dirty blonde hair. Anyone with information, call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office or 1-800-TBI-FIND. We'll be at the rally this morning and we'll share that latest information with you on News 2 at 11.
So they're doing the thing at the police station because they want Seth to be cleared so he can get the extra help. Well, I mean, with the lie detector test, I don't know. How could they clear him? Or like, why isn't he? Has Chris Proudfoot isn't cleared, right? And Katie not cleared? Well, he can say that. He can repeat what he's told. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm a Dr. Phil fan with purpose, but that's a whole nother story. What's this one here?
6 months ago, it's been since Sumner County teenager Sebastian Rogers was reported missing. The FBI announced a $50,000 reward. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. This announcement comes after the group rallied at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for answers. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry has more on the continued efforts to locate Sebastian.
6 months, one long nightmare.
Missing Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers has been missing for 6 months now. His biological father, Seth Rogers, tells me he hasn't stopped searching for his son.
There's a lot in motion behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. I'm looking for him.
At the Sumner County Sheriff's Office this morning, about 15 people with Sebastian's army gathered outside the office for answers or an update in the investigation.
Bring Sebastian home! We would like to see a PRO and just have some updates. You know, there's no PRO involved.
If I don't keep pushing for people to do their job, my son will never be found. With no communication, that's lack of trust. Lack of trust means I have to do it myself, or I have to have somebody that I trust do it.
But Seth tells me he hopes the $50,000 reward just announced by the FBI leads to more information.
Yeah.
Because any viable tip that comes in that leads to the recovery of Sebastian to bring him home it has to be verified through the law enforcement.
The reward will go to anyone with information leading to the location and return of Sebastian, or to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. According to a representative with the for his disappearance. According or to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. To more information.
Because any viable tip that comes in that leads to the recovery of Sebastian to bring him home it has to be verified through the law enforcement.
The reward will go to anyone with information leading to the location and return of Sebastian, or to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. According to
that means multiple people know. But I guess I could say those responsible, just in case there's, just in case, yeah, I don't know, whatever.
A representative with the FBI, they are working collaboratively with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office to, quote, benefit their investigations.
And whatever happened to him, to get him out of that house is pretty despicable.
How do you know?
The search for Sebastian progressed
how does he
from
know
ground
that?
searches with multiple agencies to being scaled back to an investigative format. TBI reported that the family was cooperative and there was no proof of anything criminal happening. Since then, prayer vigils and private searches have taken place. If you have any information on this case, you can call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the TBI at 1-800.
Oh, what's this one?
It's a 15-year-old missing child. He's my son. It's a 15-year-old missing child. It's a 15-year.
We didn't just fall from the coconut tree. Okay, nothing new there. Damn, they only put a 5-second clip up. Why is the reward just now being offered? I don't know. Because we asked Tony about the reward fund on Brittany's panel, a week or so ago. And he said the law didn't want a reward fund in Sebastian's case, didn't think it would be helpful. Now, a week later, we go from don't need one, it won't be helpful, to $50,000 reward offered. That is quite the difference.
This is one of the most fun and safe ways to earn an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Print on demand.
This bracelet right here, it says Sebastian's Army, and members of Sebastian's Army back here behind me are outside the sheriff's office today, reminding everyone that it was 6 months ago that Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his home in Hendersonville.
Today is the 6-month anniversary of him going missing, and it's very important to keep Sebastian's name out in the public so he's not forgotten. And we were very pleased to hear about the $50,000 reward. That's going to be very helpful.
Yes, now the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to the missing 15-year-old with autism.
I hope that's the catalyst to make something move.
Ken Widener with Sumner County EMA heads up the continuing search effort for Sebastian. To date, they found no trace of the teen. Yes, it's possible Sebastian wandered off on his own, but the FBI reward money concedes the very real possibility of foul play.
If somebody were to have done something and they told somebody something, it may be what it takes for that person to get that off their chest and make the right decision.
And now the TBI references the reward for information leading to Sebastian or to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. Now, remember, investigators have never named any suspects.
Any evidence of foul play. We have not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
Still, after 6 months with no good leads, everyone wonders
Tony's wearing
how a
it.
child alone could vanish without a trace.
That's a really bad look for a media manager, Tony, to be wearing a caricature of the missing child that they're working for. God damn. Really?
So the hope is someone out there knows something and calls in the key tip to 1-800-TBI-FIND and helps solve the mystery of what happened to Sebastian Rogers. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. They keep saying those, which is plural, but maybe that means nothing. Maybe they always say that plural way. I'm not sure, I guess.
I don't have $1 million to spend on cameras, mics, and teleprompters, but that's fine. Because with the script, I have all the tools I need to make me look.
Leilani Simon, the woman accused of killing her own child and throwing his body in a dumpster, inches closer to the scheduled trial date with the hearing this afternoon. WJCL 22 News' AJ Sissom was there and has the takeaways.
They started nearly an hour and a half late today for what was relatively a short hearing. The state discussing 3 motions they filed in the courtroom today. The state submitted 7 pieces of evidence, including excerpts of conversations between Leilani and detectives, witnesses, and her ex-boyfriend Daniel Youngkin. They say the evidence should be included in the trial.
Piece of shit. Good night, Gator Girl. Wait. Nana's love. Love you.
For the jury to see. Judge Tammy Stokes tendered the evidence under advised.
I hope we hear a lot more about this Danny Youngkin POS through this trial. That is what I'm really hoping for, that you all get to hear some shit. Or, because I don't know if they're going to put Leilani on the stand or what will happen, but I have high hopes. I do. But listen to this.
However, the defense believes the evidence submitted does not answer the underlying question of the case.
The ultimate question in this case, which is, did this defendant commit the crimes as alleged? Irrelevant to that ultimate question is all this personal stuff about it, which frankly, our position is,
did you hear what the attorney said?
Offering it. Relevant to that.
It does not answer the underlying question of the case.
The ultimate question in this case, which is, did this defendant commit the crimes as alleged?
Why would he say that, I wonder? Because there was another person up under that roof, Danny Youngkin? Another person driving by also when he should have been at work, Danny Youngkin? Oh, you see how he worded that, right? Right?
Irrelevant to that ultimate question is all this personal stuff about it, which frankly, our position is the state's offering it just to make her look unstable and bad.
The other two motions to seal redacted information and exclude inadmissible evidence both went unopposed. There is one more hearing scheduled for September 17th, Judge Tammy Stokes saying that's only in place if there's anything else that needs to be added before the jury trial begins on October 9th. In Savannah, AJ Sisson, WJ.
I just want you to hear the attorney one more time.
The ultimate question in this case.
The what? The ultimate question. Listen again. Listen to the words so carefully, you guys.
The ultimate question in this case, which is, did this defendant commit the crimes as alleged?
And I'm just going to leave it at that. And we will be talking more about this. You guys take that and figure out what that means. Did she? Because I don't know. Because Danny was there. Danny is the one who canceled the babysitter. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? What more does the babysitter and her daughter know in this too? You see, there's going to be a lot more in trial that's going to be said, and I am waiting. This needs to be done with. Quinton needs to be given back to his loved ones so he can be properly buried in a resting place. But you just heard what that attorney said, what the ultimate question was. Did that defendant even do what she's being accused of? I'll leave it at that. I will see you guys tomorrow. We got a members live tomorrow. I have it set. I'm not sure what I'm going to do it because I'm going to do a public live and a members live tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know if he's going to be saying anything in the trial. I have no idea. I know what I hope for. And even if he doesn't, you know, again, you guys know how I like to listen to all of the words and how it's said, and that right there, does that not make you go, Will we finally be hearing more of the Danny Youngkin, who has rap songs he's wrote about dead kids in the bottom of a river being fish food? Danny Youngkin's mom and dad also both died weird on the side of the road changing a flat tire. Weird. So the way that that attorney just worded that, yeah, I want to hear more. I need to hear more. And I'm going to end it at that. I will see you guys tomorrow. I pissed a lot of people off. That's okay. Lost some subscribers. That's okay. But I am me. I stand for what I believe and what I think is fair and right. And I, too, like Bullhorn Betty, I am protective of Quinton Simon's loved ones. And I, too, want to know the whole truth because I'm sorry, but I've always been in belief that did Leilani do something bad? Maybe. Sure. Did she do it all alone? I'm not so sure. Not when I know she was allegedly, from what I remember, I'll have to go back and listen, but from what I remember, babysitter saying Danny canceled the babysitter. Leilani was still sleeping. Why would he do that? So I've got some ultimate questions too. I really like that attorney. He's good. So I don't know. Everyone thinks they know everything. Even I don't. And I freaking been more up close and personal in this case than even the Bullhorn Betty standing outside the house. And I don't know everything. Billy Joe doesn't even know everything. Her husband doesn't even know everything. Her fucking sons don't even know everything. How the hell do these people think they know everything? They weren't there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.